This is an instructional video of the EVIO Labs portal. I'm going to walk everyone through it step by step and give as much information as I can to help you get through the system. So on the EVIO Labs Florida homepage, you'll see a login function. This will take you to the client portal link, which in turn takes you to the EVIO Labs reporting engine, which is directly evioreports.com. You can register on this site if you haven't registered already, or you can call us and we'll register for you. I'm going to go in a fake company, but I'm going to show you exactly how everything works step by step. So when I log into my company, I can see my company logo. I can edit the company information. So you'll see here all the data. This is where your logo goes in, your contact information, and then simply select update. Going back to the home screen, you'll see here there's a queue of all the previous COAs that we've entered into the system on your behalf, and you can download the PDF from here. You also have access to a public portal. These will not be made public unless you choose to make them public, and I'll show you how to do that. You can also turn on and off this URL. So simply selecting it will turn it off. Right now it's in the on position. If you select it, you'll see how that looks to consumers. They will not see this portion. This will be the site. All of the COAs that you publish, including the photos and descriptions that you put are there, and it's fully searchable by any function that you put in there. And we'll show you how that works in a bit. So back to the home page. The main reason you'll be coming to this is to be requesting samples and or delivery drivers. So we're going to show you how that works. Here's your following actions. You can request an update, which is asking for an update on an existing test. There's a queue of all of your COAs. This is where you'll post information. You can search for COAs from history, and then of course the sample request. The sample request function is the main function for this portal. This is where you go to actually enter in a request for product to be sampled. So part of the instruction within this is a hover over will tell you exactly what each function does. So we have multiple labs. Depending on the lab you're sending it to, please select that lab. Or if we're coming to pick it up, same thing. Strain name is straightforward. Now, if you don't have a specific strain name for it, you can use the product name. So it may not be an actual strain, but it may be a strain as well. Sample name, also straightforward. This is the retail name that you're calling the product, which may not actually be the strain name. So we're looking more of a retail function for this. So under a retail name, you may be calling it infused or relaxed or whatever you might want. Now, the type of product, this is the exact product type that you're having tested. So within this, in order to initiate this, we need a category. So you'll see in the category, this is a specific type, and it tells you this will determine the type. So if you are doing an extract, which is the most common, it will change this type to what type of extract you're actually creating. Most of it is a full extract cannabis oil, but it may be from a distillate or some other function inside your company. Once that's been selected, you would choose the production method. This is straightforward. How did you create this extraction? Then we have a classification. Classification is used internally as well. So over time, we can see if there's different formulations on the backside. So you may have a high CBD product, a balanced 1-to-1, or a mixed hybrid or individual indica or sativa. The external batch size, this is how much product you're actually sending. Now realize that this information, there's a minimum sample size that we need in order to potentially do retests and other things, which you'll see on the bottom. Once you've selected the category and type, it will automatically pre-select a full panel set of testing below and give you the minimum sample size we need in order to properly test your product. If you unselect any of these items, if it's for potency only or if it's for some type of research specific to solvents, you'll see that as you remove those items within the testing, it will in fact reduce not just the price, but the size of product that we need. So you can also single select a full panel with or without terpenes, and it'll automatically select that information. It'll show your total amount, the discount you're giving. So this normally would be over $600. with the $79 discount, you're paying $551. If you do a complete package without terpenes, it goes down to $468 and so on. Now, once we go into the external batch size, this is how much product you're sending for the individual sample, like I said below. So we know we need at least 10. So let's say you send 12. External batch ID, this is the unique ID you give internally within your seed to sale software. So this is how we'll match up your internal and external IDs. So you may have some specific ID function within your software. That ID should go in here. Now the external lot size, this is the retail size of the final product. We use this for determining total product per container if we're doing a retail batch sample. So let's say we have a 30 gram function. Now within the external lot ID, this is the retail product lot ID, which is placed specifically on the bottle. If you don't have this, because it's not actually put into retail yet, you can make one up. So you can just put 001 or whatever that may be, but realize if you're going to be using our QR codes or any other identification on a retail product, the external lot ID will be used for future recall purposes or for consumers to actually pull up these COAs specific to that lot ID. Servings per container, this also helps us do math on that retail product. So if you know what the servings per container, most of the time it's 1, but for many products you may have 30 or 40 or 100. That depends on if it's a tincture or large volume item. Units per serving, this can be done in drops or milliliters. Again, this is done internally for math. And then of course the container description, which would be a tincture, a syringe, a 50 ml tube, however you send it to us. It needs to have that. Now this could be retail or it could be however you're sending it to us. Now, how do you describe the individual unit? So it may be milliliter, it could be drops, it could be flour, it could be anything. But again, this is something we use internally for testing purposes. Put your signature in, the date, the number of containers you're sending just for this sample. Many people separate it out for individual tests, or they send one container. It's completely up to you. We'd like to see it in one container and allow us to split it, but we'll take it in any format. Other information, this is important because for the method of our extraction purposes, we really would like to know what's in the product in conjunction with the extracted oil. So if you can put that information in, it will help us out. So the test packages are straightforward. Each one of those tests are associated. And now once you're done, you hit save and download. This will actually give you a copy of that here. It will send an email and it will notify us that your test is ready, meaning ready to be picked up or ready to be dropped off. So we keep all the information you put in there just in case you're sending us 5 or 10 samples. At that point, you'll need to only change either strain names or batch size, and all the rest of the information is maintained for a quick selection to repeat this. So if we're going to send 2 samples from the same product, however, they're different batches, but everything else is still maintained the same. It's just you've created 2 or 3 batches. You simply change the batch ID and hit save and download. And another instance takes place. Now with this, once that's done, you'll go back to your home page, and within 24 to 48 hours, you'll have another COA here based on the ID that we give the product. So, for example, really quickly before I do that, I'm going to pause the recording really quickly so I can actually import a new COA for you to see. But your pricing structure is here as well, so you can see what the price is at all times for each one of the tests involved within our company. And then I'm going to pause right now, upload, and I'll come back. Okay, so I went and imported 2 successful tests. The next time you go into the portal, sorry about that, we're back into the other system. So the next time you log in, you will see there are 2 more COAs available to you here. and you can go directly into viewing those. They'll download, and you have a physical copy that has a workable QR code and your full test information from beginning to end. Now, beyond that, if you want to post this information, you will go into your COA queue, and you'll see those two samples that came in, the date that they were sampled, and the fact that they're ready to be posted. So if you want to change the picture, you can. If not, you can use a default. But let's go ahead and just grab a couple of images there for the first one, and replacement image for the second one. Change the product name. Let's call it So once you've entered that information, same thing for the second item. You can now post that to the website. Now, when we pull up the URL, you'll see that those two products are now posted to the site for your customers to search on, find the product that they want based on name, sample ID, whatever they want, and then they can download the COA. Very simple. So now you've gone through the whole process from requesting to completion. Now, in between that, there's a lot of work on our side, and you may actually make a mistake and enter in a sample request that you want to change or delete. You can see all your saved sample requests here. Here's the two sample requests that we made. You can view that sample request, you can edit it, or you can delete it. Editing takes you directly into that function, and maybe your particular information, like the size that you're sending us, is incorrect. You can make that change and then save that information and download the new sample request data. Okay? You can recall a sample request so that we know that you don't want us to test that, and you can initiate a transfer of custody within the system as well. So any transfer of custodies that we create on our side, once we've done that, now I just already moved those transfers of custody, but if we're picking up from you, you can pre-print out the transfer of custody by selecting all the analysis. They'll be listed here, hit the request update, and you'll get that transfer of custody generated to be printed out. Or you can create one from scratch. Now, the last piece to this is export keys. We're adding integration into Weedmaps, MJBuddy, and other third parties, including eventually BioTrack and Matrix. That's where this will be, your API access for that. And that's the extent of this system. Very simple, straightforward. If you have any questions, please call us. The phone number and information is on our main website. Thank you.